The Andes are one of the longest and highest mountain ranges in the world. The climate is among the most inhospitable anywhere on Earth. Yet thousands of years ago, the first people crossed from North to South America and began making them their home. Living in small, widely scattered communities, farming had always sustained them. And farming still provides their main source of income today. Life here has changed little since this part of Ecuador was the northernmost outpost of the ancient Inca Empire. The most remote communities are best reached on horseback. This one, at 4,000 meters above sea level, is very small. It has a simple church and an even simpler school. It also has a simple cheese factory, which for a few months is home to Quichua men like this one, who make cheese that is sold all over the region. Life is quiet and slow in these villages, with the agricultural calendar dictating almost every event. Because they are so isolated from one another, local Quichua language dialects have developed in each community. So occasional visitors could have difficulty communicating with their neighbors. In a break from their farming, these Quichua are holding their annual village festival, an event that few outsiders ever see. The day begins with an oratorio. Sung mainly in Spanish these days, most of the songs are traditional and were once sung in the Quechua language. They describe and celebrate Quichua heritage. The village women in particular dress in the most colourful clothes. Many of the songs are sung and some also danced in counterpoint, with the men's and the women's parts representing traditional gender roles and culturally accepted protocol for a man to choose and court his lady. In the afternoon, a second event is symbolic of village community. First, the women tie their ponchos together, then lay them on the ground from one end of the village square to the other. Next, teams are formed, one team for each line of ponchos. Finally, the race is on to see which team can untie the ponchos the fastest. A final, somewhat strange event also symbolizes the unity of the village. The aim is to see who can wear the most hats. Wearing these hats signifies the readiness of each person to shoulder the burden of others. In another remote village, the sense of community takes on a more practical form. Ladies are busy preparing food, which is cooked outside in the village square. It will be eaten as a communal meal. In these isolated mountain Quichua villages, there has been little intermarriage with European colonizers. This young girl can trace her heritage to the original indigenous Quichua settlers. Market day is important to the Quichua. Here they buy the yarn to make their colourful clothes. But it's not only the yarn that's so colourful. Quichua markets are alive with crafts as well as grains, vegetables and animals. And the emphasis is on alive. These animals won't be killed until it's time to eat them. This market stall may look like a pet store to an outside observer, but these koi, or guinea pig, meet the same fate as the other animals that are sold in Quichua markets. They are a food delicacy in this part of the world and are eaten only on special occasions. Quichua heritage and modern influences on it are best witnessed in Latacunga. In September, it hosts the most popular festival in Ecuador, La Virgen de las Mercedes, known to the Quichua as Fiesta de la Mama Negra. Predating Catholicism, the festival is now a Roman Catholic celebration. Traditional Mass is given, and apart from the clothing, the congregation could be in St. Peter's Square in Rome. After the Mass, the Virgin's statue is carried through the streets, where even the youngest of the faithful seeks blessings from the garlands that once adorned her. But that's where the Vatican's influence ends. A pig's statue rising out of the crowd is in fact a real pig. It is decorated with other dead animals, as well as food and bottles of spirits. It is tied to men's backs and paraded through the streets as an offering to the gods. Mama Negra follows closely behind on horseback, making sure that her festival is proceeding to her liking. Costumed and masked dancers fill the streets, winding and twisting their way through the onlooking spectators. Men and women, young and old, all attend this ancient Quichua festival. Some masked dancers carry pagan instruments such as sticks and claws, which they use to symbolically drive away evil spirits. Descending eastward from the mountains, we follow the original path of Quichua migration into the Amazon jungle. Home to some of the world's endangered species, both they and the Quichua are now threatened as more rainforest is being destroyed for the exploitation of timber, land, and crude oil. Rio Napa is one of the major tributaries of the mighty Amazon River. During the dry season, it is best navigated using a small, unpowered balsa wood raft. This raft will take us downstream for the whole day. Our journey will take us past some of the most remote riverside communities anywhere in the Amazon rainforest. The river is their lifeblood. Not only does it provide fish, it is also their only means of transport and the only way to bathe out here. Our journey takes us to one of the larger of these communities. With no infrastructure, electricity is provided by solar power. Catholic missionaries reached this community a long time ago, and the village church is recognized by its simple cross. Education reached this community much later. This one-room school is basic, and the lessons include Ecuador's 2 years of kindergarten and the 6 grades of elementary schooling. The school has books that reflect the students' jungle experiences. Returning from the jungle, we visit a more modern village. Close to a road, we see more outside influences. This wedding anniversary celebration looks so much like its Western equivalent, it is hard to believe that we are still in the Amazon rainforest. Yet for all its Catholic influences, this same village still has a practicing shaman who communes with the spirit world. Their cultures now diverged, but still living happily side by side, the jungle Quichua are not so different from their mountain-dwelling cousins.